So Napoleon, what was your role in the Latin American Revolution?
I was the head leader of the white Europeans.
How come you were so big on having a political say for the white Europeans and not the Creoles or the peasants?
Simply because me and the rich white Europeans are too rich to care for the common folks' political views on the subject matter.
Alright, tell me more about your background.
Well, you see, I was originally born in Algiers, France on August 15, 1769. I'm a short 5'6" Frenchman who likes to command his troops and lead them to victory.
Alright, that's very cool, is there anything you said to motivate your military?
Never interrupt your enemy whenever he is making a mistake. Not only does this quote motivate me and my military, it also motivates me to become a better person.
Wow, that's very touching. We will be back with the final question for Napoleon right after the break. Welcome back. We are back with the final question for Napoleon. Napoleon, what is your biggest accomplishment you have made?
That's a tough question to answer. I'd have to think about it. I guess my toughest one was making the Louisiana Purchase for $15 million from the United States. It was one of my greatest moments and the one I will remember most fondly after I die.
Wow, thanks a lot for coming. That means a lot. We will be back after the break with a very heart-touching story from a Creole named Anne. We're back from the break and we have our next guest on, and her name is Anne. She's a Creole. Welcome, Anne. What would you say is the toughest part about being a Creole?
Okay, it was actually very hard because of all the work we did in the fields and in the land, but not only that though, the thing that made it worse was the social hierarchy and how it gave us Creoles no political say.
Wow, that sounds rough. Did you ever feel unneeded?
Honestly, sometimes I did when it came down to the political say.
What do you mean by that? Would you care to explain?
Sure. I knew that I was very good with working on land and in the fields, but I always questioned myself why I should be doing all of that hard work if no matter what I have to abide by the political say that I can't even put forth my opinion towards.
Wow, Anne. Honestly, that's a thought that I think even today we can think about when it comes down to a specific job. Second to last question. What do you think about Napoleon Bonaparte?
I will give it to him that he's a hard-working man, but he never kept his options open. He never once asked us Creoles, the hard workers, what we think when it came to the political say. We worked so hard every day and had so much observing with the community, which gave us Creoles a better understanding of what the communities needed, and yet Napoleon still never asked us our opinions.
Okay. Alright, and last and final question. What was your motivation to keep on working hard every single day, even though you knew that you were not going to have a political say?
I honestly was hoping for it to change to where we got a say in the politics. Not only that, but I have a family and all I wanted to do was work hard to make sure that they live a happy life that I never got to have.
Wow, Anne, thank you so much for coming here. This has been a huge pleasure on my part. Thank you. Next, with our final guest after the break, we're bringing on a man that has founded many countries, and this guy's name is Simon Bolivar. Welcome to the show, Simon. I'm going to ask you 5 questions, then we're going to be done. Alright, my first one is about you and how you were raised as a Creole. So I want to ask you, what do you think about the beliefs on social hierarchy and why?
Well, thank you for having me. You know, I really believe that Napoleon should have asked the Creoles and my family, being such, what their opinions were and why would be best. Anne is, she's actually my cousin, and I know how hard she works and what she knows, and she would have some very important opinions put into action.
Whoa, really? I had no idea you guys were cousins. When did you gain independence from your campaign?
You know, I gained freedom for my campaign in 1808, which really helped me with being a part of the wealthy Creole class.
Okay, that's cool. What was a big accomplishment in your life?
Definitely when there was a Patriot victory against the Spanish army, because it led to the independence of Venezuela, which is one of the countries that I founded.
Wow, man, that's awesome. Did it make things different for you because people knew that you were raised as a Creole, or did it not do anything?
Honestly, it's a mix of both emotions from people. Some people in my family are proud of me because I became so wealthy and successful, which is something they wanted. But their happiness comes from the pride that somebody in their family made so many accomplishments. Then there are a bunch of people that don't know me very well, but they envy me and hate on me because they want what I have. But they just don't push themselves to become as successful as I did and as I am right now.
Wow, man, that's very inspiring. My last question for you is, what would you say the toughest time was for growing up as a child?
Honestly, there hasn't been too many bad experiences. But when I was only 14 years old, I joined the military academy after my dad had been a colonel for very many years, and that was hard. I had to do all sorts of military training, and being only 14, it made it that much harder. Because of that experience, though, I really got interested in the military, and I'm now the man that I am today because of those sacrifices that I made at the age of 14 and beyond.
This has been an inspiration for me and hopefully the audience. Thank you for coming on the show. Well, that's it for the show. I hope you enjoyed, and please, for the next episode, it's going to be Justin Bieber talking about his lifestyle.
Oh,